everyone.
Hello.
Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
We are fine.
Awesome. My name is Anilisa Mponza, and I'll be your, let's say, facilitator, or I'll judge your posters along with my colleagues, which is my panel. We have Ms. Tuma Majova, we have Mr. Mafongosi, we also have Mr. Mfubata, so we'll be judging your posters today. So basically, welcome to the National Science Week posters. So this year's National Science Week posters are based on the National Science theme, which is celebrating the role of basic science in the modern world. For the viewers at home that do not know what basic science is, basic sciences are physical sciences, biology, chemistry, and maths, which play an important role in understanding the processes of nature. Understood? So in order for you to understand the process of nature, you have to understand the basic sciences, which is maths, physics, chemistry, and biology. Yes. Now coming to the modern world. Yeah? The modern world that we live in right now, we have many challenges. Hence it's called a modern world, because we have pandemics, just like COVID. We have crime. We have climate change. We have poverty. You can name them. So we also have objectives when it comes to this poster, which is, what are objectives? Can anyone tell me what are objectives? Objectives. Yes.
I think objectives are the things that you're going to expect from the presentation.
Yes, objectives are your goals. Objectives are your clap hands. So objectives are your goals. So basically, I'm expecting a poster or posters that will explain basic science and modern world. So I'm looking for a topic, or even if you don't have a topic, but your poster should explain or should emphasize on what's happening in the modern world with science. Okay? Understood? Okay, fine. So we'll be judging your posters based on the relevance and interest of your title, because I can see some of your posters are titled. We'll also be judging your posters based on the material used. Also on the standard and the quality of a poster, the originality and creativity, the data collected, and all of that. Understood? So the first speaker must come forward, so it will start. Also, please introduce your name, your surname, and the title of your poster, and also the school, your school. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. If you want to point. Oh, you have a question?
With the posters, we as this bank limit our posters as to who talk about which part of it. So what happens then?
Oh, you're going to judge your person on the group. It's fine. Yes.
So, you're supposed to do like all the others. I would score supposed to do like all the others. We're going to do the same thing, but individuals have their own thing to do.
That's fine. You know what you're going to do. You're going to judge your group. You're going to judge your personal group. Okay?
So it can be controlled.
Yes. It's fine. Also, I almost forget one of the most important things I should have mentioned. We can also read your posters after, but now I need you to present to me the most important points of your posters for 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to tell me what's going on your poster. Make sure that you present the most valuable points or most important things you have on your poster for 5 minutes, okay? All good. If you do a post in video, you go to Adam. Okay, understood. I'll 2 minutes for questions. Your time will start now.
Science is the root of technology, and technology is the advancement of science. Greetings to you all. My name is Bukona Mungela, and I'm with my two partners, Shumi Samseleni and Gwapo Zondani. We're coming from Fort at Sapuleka High School. Our topic is about how technology affects humanity. Well, technology was made nearly 2 million years ago. We have some stones who were first technological invented, but unfortunately we did not find pictures for it. So sorry. Technology has helped us in many ways. Technology has paved the way of multifunctional devices like computers, TVs, and many more. Technology helps us to browse some internet things so that we can do some researches for our projected group and other things. I'll leave it to Ms. Seleni to elaborate furthermore.
Greetings you all. So, as my partner said, science is the root of technology, and technology is the advancement of science. So, science needs technology, and it needs science. People use technology in despicable ways, right? So, some people invade people's privacy, and that's a loss of privacy, right? People invade your privacy, do some things in your stuff. Loss of interest in studying. Learners don't study quite often. They're too tired sometimes, busy in the internet, doing things that they aren't supposed to do. And unwanted viewing by children. Children view explicit sites in Chrome. For what? Addiction. People be addicted to technology. People don't sleep the maximum of 8 hours. They sleep like 3 or 4 hours a day. Large costs. People buy technology a lot. And it often comes with large cost amount of money. Advantages. Saves time. Sometimes we don't have time to go to a pharmacy. We just order things online and get them at less than an hour at our doors. Improved banking. We don't need to wait in a line in order to do something at the bank. We just automatically, through our phones, send some money to some person, and better learning techniques. You can learn whatever you want through technology, whenever you want to. Cures and vaccines. Technology and science came up with a cure and a vaccine for COVID-19 people, and a cure for HIV and AIDS, and that healed hundreds and hundreds of people. Technology is the use of scientific knowledge for practical purposes or applications, whether in the industry or in our everyday lives. So basically, whenever we use technology, we use our scientific knowledge to achieve some specific purposes. Over to you.
1 minute remaining.
we have to look back sometimes to see where we came from with technology, from 3 million years ago to the first tools, to fire, to gunpowder. This proves that we have advanced a lot in the previous years, especially in the 90s, where we made airborne flights, we made flight, we reached space height, and most importantly, computers. So looking back on the technological revolution, we saw that human behavior started to change as technology evolved. Human behavior started to change. Humans became aggressive in the age of gunpowder. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, do we use technology the right way? Are we using technology the right way? Because now we have children viewing explicit sites, as she said. Us ourselves, there's cyberbullying, there's a lot of stuff going on the internet nowadays. Children commit suicide because of cyberbullying. And back in the 90s, as we asked questionnaires, children, it was uncommon for children to die back in the day. It was something sort of rare. But nowadays, it's common for children to die. Like, now parents have to bury their own children. Technology has its good and bads, but mostly it has bads, I would say. It has a lot of disadvantages more than advantages. For people who need it, technology has to be used the right way.
Thank you.
Still for questions?
Questions for questions. Any students, please? Any questions?
I have a comment. Your poster presentation was a bit wordy, so you ended up reading most of the stuff. So if you were less in words, then present more, then more pictures actually, then your presentation would have been good. It's not that it's not good right now, but I believe we could have done better than this.
Any other questions?
Oh, no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Can we have the next speaker, the Save Earth poster?
My humble greetings to you all. I am Malaulele Tu. I am currently doing grade 11 at the Lighthouse Academy of Learning. My topic for today is about saving the earth, as you can all see. We are the viruses of the earth. By that I mean, human has become selfish and is utilizing the earth resources at a rapid rate. As you can see that the factories are always operating at 24 hours, which the factories are increasing the greenhouse gases, which then lead to global warming. The global warming leads to high temperature rate. We must stop wasting water. We must not pollute our water bodies by dumping waste in it. It is essential to save water more importantly, and it is running out rapidly. Also, deforestation, as you can see, the cutting of trees, is also the main effect of why the earth is dying. So we must decrease deforestation, because when there are less trees, the The greenhouse gases are moving freely and then which affect the ozone layer. Our ozone layer is already decreasing, and that is the most effective thing. Changes like this have triggered climate change, soil erosion, poor air quality, and undrinkable water. In short, the government and us as individuals, we must come together to save the earth. We can make people aware of the consequences of not saving the earth. If all the collective effort starts happening, we can surely save our earth and make it brighter, or else we will be moving on Mars, and that is not right. Thank you.
So since you're saying that we should save the earth, so what is the alternative? What can we do to make sure that whatever policy will be implemented is actually put into place for everyone to in order to reduce all the negatives that you have already mentioned?
First of all, we must educate the people, and then the government must help us with the dustbins at some areas, even though people are lazy. Because, for example, I once saw a black woman. She was just standing close at the dustbin, but then it was just 2 meters away from her. But she didn't even want to walk and then throw the banana. She just threw the banana next to her. So that's being lazy, and it is affecting our earth very much. It is not right for earth. Please, let's change earth. Let's make earth better. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 2 minutes for questions, comments.
Questions, comments?
I have a comment for you. First of all, I love that you had eye contact with everyone, and also your confidence, which is good. Also the originality of your post, meaning that you took time to do your post. I can see it's drawing. I believe
Yes.
it's your drawing.
Yes.
Okay, we also like that about your poster. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'd like to add, I really liked the poster. There was less wording, meaning we were focused on actually listening to you. So please, I hope the other groups also saw that as well.
Thank you, sir.
Can we have the next speaker?
Zibi was supposed to speak the last in our group, so I'm the first speaker, so can I go first? Right behind you. Behind you.
West Bank High School. School of
Secondary school.
Okay.
What is this word?
Bác cho cái nào nó mới là bảo luôn. Không nên là
Strictly 5 minutes. Strictly 5 minutes.
Ready when you are?
How does this work?
Strictly 5 minutes.
I have a question. Are they presenting as a group or individual? Because if that's the case, then one person is going to receive 5 minutes.
Oh, well, individually, since we have our own posters.
Okay. It's fine. The other two can then sit down and then present when it's their time.
I will begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. George Bernard Shaw once said that a reasonable man adapts himself to the world, and an unreasonable man persists in adapting himself to the world. Therefore, the progress depends on the unreasonable man. So basically, the theme of today is celebrating the role of basic sciences in the modern world. So basically, in terms of basic science, medicine, electronic communication, space travel, and as with some advancements in technology, these are all miracles in which we perceive as these are all miracles in which we now tell children. These are now miracles in which are made profitable because of the basic sciences. For instance, we have the Greeks and the Egyptians. Because of their basic science, or rather their basic knowledge, and how complex it is, but rather how beautiful their structures are, hence they have lasted for a long time. And we also have the most simplest use of technology, which are now used in reference with historical revisionism, in the sense that we reflect on the archives which were produced by the early scientists, so that we're able to contrast and able to prove what was proved as incorrect, so that we can improve ourselves, and so that the world can advance more. From the first industrial revolution unto the fourth industrial revolution that we're now in. So now we're doing robotics. So now we're doing robots that are now conducting surgery. And of course, they are actually operated by the surgeons themselves. So basically, enthusiasm spells the difference between mediocrity and accomplishment. So therefore, it's equal to the world filled with wonder. What is this wonder? Wonder is this enlightenment thought when it comes to basic science. And because of an enlightenment thought, then it brings rise to the birth of inventions. These are inventions that are made for technology. We define as this as knowledge, skills, resources, and values to meet people's needs and wants. These technologies that are used in today's modern world. So, leading to the advancements in machinery for appropriate sustainable methods. Our basic agriculture. Now, what do we have? We even have genetic money. We even have genetic engineering, which is used for creating crops that are resistant to drought and resistant to unsuitable climates, so that we can grow more food and in environments that are not sustainable. That is how phenomenal basic science is. So basically, basic sciences hold proof that we bring answers, and they alleviate the mysteries of disease, drudgery, and all the things that we in the past had theories that were flawed. We're now able to prove whether they are flawed or true by bringing in accuracy, by bringing in more information, by doing more experiments. So basically, science also brings a variety of gadgets for our convenience and entertainment. And in conclusion, over a millennia ago, the modern tech that we have today was basically just science fiction. But because of us going back to the basic sciences and we're able to advance ourselves, we have all these things that we have today. Space travel. We took about 1,000 years to advance from the wheel to the car, yet only decades from the car to space. And now scientific growth is exponential, and now the progress is measured in a matter of weeks. So basically, in conclusion, we say that we should acknowledge and celebrate the basic science. Without basic science, then we would not have all these advanced, complex technologies that we have today. So what we as West Bank say is, acknowledge our beginning for a greater future. Thank you.
So before we start with comments, you didn't introduce yourself, so we can take up your turn.
I am Chomba Bwalia from West Bank Senior Secondary School, and I'm doing grade 11, and I am someone who's enthusiastic of science.
Thank you very much. Questions or comments?
Chomba. Chomba Bwalia.
Chisa Choma.
Yeah, I think that was my one comment. The presentation is great. As soon as you started, I was expecting to hear the name from. So just next time, otherwise everything else is good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Which one are your hosts? Poster?
These
The
two.
two.
There's a question here?
Yes.
Okay.
Next time you present, please try to not see now.
Okay. Another question or comment, please?
Yes, I like your confidence, so please keep it up in the future.
I will try slowing down next time. Just the time allocation was really too short for the losers.
Okay. Thank you very much.
I greet the House at large. Standing before you is Daniela Chana from West Bank Senior Secondary High School. And I'll be dwelling more on celebrating the role of science in the modern world. Now today we came here to celebrate science, right? Now I'll be dwelling more on three main PowerPoints that we believe that science has contributed the most in. Now, I'll be dwelling more on how science has played a role in medicine, how science has played a role in hydropower, how science has played a role in genetic engineering. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we know that medicine involves the basic science subjects, which are life sciences, physics, and also biology, and also mathematics, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the question that we may ask ourselves is, how has medicine developed throughout the years? Now, as my mate here, Chomba, has said before, that in the olden days, not many solutions were found in medicine. But as the time goes by, because like we're experimenting, and then there's questions asked. And if questions are asked, then it means that doctors and also other scientists are trying to figure out ways in order to cure diseases. For example, in the outburst of HIV. Now, in the past, when there was the first case, no one knew how to cure HIV. No one knew the ways of prevention. And there was just this stigma that even if you could stand next to a person who has HIV, then you could contact the disease. Even if you drink from the same cup as someone who has HIV, then it means that you also will get it. But now, ladies and gentlemen, now that we have developed and science has developed, solutions have been found, ladies and gentlemen. It means that we have, for example, we have a PrEP in order for you to you can take it for you to not be exposed to HIV if you are in contact with a person who has HIV. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the past, we did not have things to prevent HIV. All that there was fear of contracting HIV. Now, as we are moving to hydropower. Now, we all know that, moving to hydropower. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what is hydropower? We know that energy can be can be extracted from rather renewable and also non-renewable ways, ladies and gentlemen, but because of science. Now, we're looking into hydropower, which is a renewable way of extracting energy, ladies and gentlemen. Now, hydropower is energy that is collected from a water power plant, which can be used over and over again, ladies and gentlemen, other than coal, which is going to be used up for the next generation. So science is educating us into using more renewable ways of getting electricity, ladies and gentlemen, so that the next generation that comes after us knows how how to get electricity. And then as we're going to genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is when an organism is modified, an organism's characteristics are modified to fit the genetic characteristics that it's supposed to take place. So, for example, my teammates also mentioned that plants can be modified in order to suit droughts, ladies and gentlemen. For example, in order for this would help in terms of food security when there's droughts, ladies and gentlemen. Because if we were to plant plants that are not resisting, that do not resist droughts, then it means that there's food insecurity. Thank you.
Open for questions, comments,
Queries? Suggestions?
announcements concerning?
I have a comment. First of all, your confidence was good. The knowledge of what you were presenting was actually good. You knew what you're talking about. You were not looking at what is in your poster, of which is also good. And also, you didn't conclude. Yeah.
Okay.
Next time, you must conclude, okay? Even if the time is not on your side, but make sure that you say that when I conclude, see, please. Otherwise.
Thank you very much once again.
We need you guys to be flying. As soon as one is done, the next one is operated.
Greetings to the House at large. My name is Emilabu. I am a learner doing grade 11. I will only be highlighting the importance and impact of these advanced technologies that my mate Chomba had mentioned in her presentation. Right? I will do that by analyzing a discovery and also an invention that has an impact on the modern life. I'll start with the heart of modern technology, which is electricity. Electricity is a discovery rather than an invention. It is discovery of great minds such as Pliny the Elder in ancient Greek and Rome. Electricity is the flow of power or charge, and it is the basic part of nature and also one of the mostly used forms of energy, right? Electricity has become one of the most essential parts of modern life today. It is used for many different things such as lighting, cooling, heating, and refrigerating, right? It is also used to operate appliances such as machinery, electronics, and many other things, right? The second one is the robotic system used in robotic surgery. Robotic surgery is a surgery that uses mechanical arms controlled by the surgeon and also surgical instruments and a camera, right? During the operation, the surgeon insets the instruments inside the body by making small incisions instead of large incisions like they did in the past, right? This form of surgery has many benefits. The first benefit is that the patient will lose less blood. The patient will avoid infections. It will help the patient recover quicker, and is also said to be less painful than the traditional way of performing surgery. Right. These advanced technological investments and scientific discoveries have actually improved the way of life, right? They have improved in many different levels, from the way people work,
people, how they communicate, and also transportation such as electric trains that we have in the modern world today, right? And this has all been possible with the help of basics of science, which is why basic science has an important role in the modern life.
May you just repeat your name, please?
Zini Lab.
Zini.
My name is Zini, my surname is Lab.
Comments, questions, please?
I love that you have the title instead of saying celebrating the role of basic science in the world. I love that you came up with your own title, importance and impact of advanced technology, blah, 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 okay? That's very good. And secondly, I love your confidence. You clearly stated what we needed to know about your topic, which is a good thing. And also next time have a bigger poster whereby we can clearly see, and also try by all means to the font, because there are people at the back they can't see. It goes to all of you guys. Okay? Next time you're doing a poster, make sure that we can see even from the back. Okay?
There's a surprise. Next speaker, are we ready? Surprise, surprise. We are randomly choosing. If you sing your poster, please stand up. Oh.
And also for you to not get disturbed while you're presenting, I was going to raise his hand when there's 1 minute left to your presentation, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll put on your hand when there's 1 minute left. So the thing okay?
Greetings to you all. Standing before you is Indipile Naba, currently doing grade 11 at the Lighthouse Academy of Learning.
Your name again?
Indipile Naba.
Please try to be louder.
Oh, okay. Today I'm going to talk about science and how science has actually made our life a lot more easier. What is science? Science is the intellectual and practical activity encompassing the systematic study of the structure and behavior of physical and natural world through observation and experiment. Science is important because it contributes to ensuring a longer and healthier life, monitors our health, provides medicine to cure our diseases, alleviates aches and pains, helps us provide water for our basic needs, including our food, provides energy and makes life more fun, including sports, music, entertainment, and etc. There are 7 types of science: cosmology, astronomy, biology, geology, biochemistry, geochemistry, geomorphology, and radiophysics. They all tell us how life universe began, and they all agree. Cosmology, the science of the origin and development of the universe. Modern cosmology is dominated by the Big Bang Theory, which brings together observational astronomy and particle physics. Astronomy, the branch of science which deals with celestial objects, space, and the physical universe as a whole. Biology, the study of living organisms divided into many specialized fields that cover their morphology, physiology, anatomy, behavior, origin, and distribution. Geology, the science which deals with the physical structure and substance of the earth, their history, and the processes which act on them. Biochemistry is the application of chemistry to the study of
biological processes at the cellular and molecular levels. Geochemistry is the branch of earth science that applies chemical principles to deepen an understanding of the Earth system and systems of other planets. Geomorphology is the study of landforms and landform evolution. Radiophysics is a branch of physics focused on the theoretical and experimental study of certain kinds of radiation, its emissions, propagation, and interaction with matter. We have three main purposes of science. Many researchers agree that goals of the scientific research are description, prediction, explanation, or understanding. Technology and science. Technology and science have facilitated human life and made us feel comfortable and enable us to live in the modern world with the help of things like microwaves. While the first person who created a microwave was Percy Spencer, he was not actually creating a microwave. He was making something else, but in the outcome came a microwave, which was very helpful for us. Smartphones, which now we use for education and other things. And cars, science and technology have made cooking faster and easier. Science has changed our basic life by drastically changing our means of communication. What I mean about communication is that you don't actually have to go to someone in order for you to meet that person. You can just video call that person. The way we work, our housing, clothes, and etc. Through scientific inquiry, we peer deeply to fundamental workings of individual cells and outward into the unimaginable expanses of the cosmos. I thank you.
Thank you for your great presentation, and I love the fact that you tried to project your voice to be audible. But I think maybe it would have been a lot easier even for you to break down the broader theme, because this is the broader theme, and then if you had focused maybe on a particular stream within science, because now you were just being general and having everything at the same time. But I like the fact that you tried to highlight the inventions. But if you had just focused in one particular stream, it would have been easier even for you to exactly take us through, your poster, and then you are able now to conclude the advantages of what you were focusing on. Great presentation.
There's a question there. Sorry. Comment.
The presentation started off good, except for the projection, but then you did try to look at the advantages. And just to add on to your generalization of the whole topic, I think it also made it hard for you to go through everything, because you were trying to cover different parts of the topic, mainly different parts of science, but then again, it was hard for you to even focus on one subject. Hence, I think when you were having your side notes, we were trying to read because you couldn't grasp everything, because you were literally generalizing everything. So really, just add on to the first comment that you are focus on one thing, so that you can be able to understand it and be able to translate it and know it. Otherwise, it will be presentation.
Your hand was up. Okay. Another one who wants to mention what she mentioned. Okay, the next speaker. Thank you very much. I'm gonna point to synthesis the center container. There you go.
Okay. Have you ever thought about living on Mars? Well, I know I have. My name is Samantha. I am currently doing grade 11. I'm from Fort Beaufort. I am currently schooling in the Lighthouse Academy of Learning. So as I said, my topic will be about, is it possible to live on Mars? Well, science has done a lot for us, and now it has shown us that we can also live on Mars. You might be wondering, how is this possible, or how do we know, because they've never actually sent someone there. Well, we have a robot that they actually sent.
The robot is winning.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna start again. Sorry, technical error. The robot has fallen. Because of this new thing. Robot. We can continue.
Okay. So as I was still saying, they sent a robot to literally go and see the conditions of Mars. Literally, what they found out was that Mars contains a stone that is called a sedimentary, which is an aqueous stone, which is only found on Earth. This stone proves that there was once water on Mars, and still is, which is a very helpful thing for us human beings. You might be wondering, how we would survive in Mars. The point is, in Mars, there is a 50% carbon dioxide and 50% oxygen. So we can survive there, but at a certain time, which even the scientists have not named yet, but here on Earth we call it winter, it actually does snow on Mars, like it actually does here on Earth. And the other thing is that if we are going to live on Mars, we have a lot of discoveries to make. We have discovered a lot here on Earth on how to do a lot of things. If we can create new technology on Mars and take it to better heights, why not go and find it out on Mars? And on Earth, we human beings have done a lot. We have actually destroyed Earth, literally to the point where the ozone layer is getting thinner and thinner by the day. So, and another fun fact about Mars, Mars's ozone layer is way more thicker than Earth is, because there are no factories and other harmful substances to the atmosphere. And the atmosphere is 2% less than Earth, which means that the sounds that are loud here on Earth are actually way more softer on Mars. And that means if, what's a loud sound? If a bell hooting, a car hoot, is actually softer there. It literally sounds like, I don't know, music. It's way softer. So I did a bit of how we would live and how the first house would be. And another fun fact is that actually NASA is about to send the first people to live on Mars on 2023, which is next year. So if we don't take care of the planet Earth, we can actually go to Mars. But do we want to go to Mars? Do we really want to? It is a question we have to think about ourselves. And if we do, who knows what's out there? We don't know. But yeah, we just have to stay grateful, whether you're on it or you're not. I thank you.
Thank you I don't know.
Oh, it represents the color of the Mars, orangish red.
Yeah, that's it.
Alright, so I have a comment, that's a question. You mentioned going to Mars, we really want to go there. And you also clearly stated that we have to go to Mars because we're destroying the Earth. So you're trying to say that because we are polluting the Earth to the point where it's no longer habitable, now we should go to Mars. And should we go to Mars, how many people are actually going to go there? Because it is very expensive.
Can I? Okay. So the part about where we are actually destroying the Earth, yeah, that's really happening. If we don't take care of Earth, then we actually have to consider moving to Mars. That means that there we won't do what we did on Earth. You can't do like the same wrong thing twice. Actually, we will have experience of what not to do and what to do there. And your other questions, I forgot about them.
Is the policy, according to your presentation, there are actually some flaws that I have detected because the efficacy of your implementation could not be realistic looking at the times of today. So if you were to work in NASA, how are you going to ensure that this Mars operation is actually successful?
It is actually successful. I'm sorry I could not provide evidence for that. I literally would try, but I couldn't find. If it was this thing, I could only find. It's not a house, but I don't know. It's a shelter thing. But yeah, so that would mean that like a lot of us would like. Obviously, it's going to be very expensive, which means.
Thank you, Sam, for your presentation, but you don't have time to go through what's happening here.
Because like the poster was supposed to be literally with the it was supposed to be standing here.
So were you saying this is how
this is the first house, this will be the first house, and this are the did you know factors that I said.
Oh, okay.
Second row, please.
Sam, very nice presentation. Nice presentation. But I have a question. In your presentation, you mentioned that there is 50% of carbon dioxide and 50% of oxygen on Mars. So I wanted to clarify is that 50% of oxygen able to carry people that are not?
Yes, it actually is. It's even good enough for plants. They actually planted something. I don't know if I got that picture. They actually did plant something, and the plants, they are blooming like beautifully. So,
thank you very much.
Last question.
Last comment. No more question time is done now.
Last question.
Okay, from the judge.
So in terms of the ozone, you said it was 3 times thicker than this of the Earth. So what effect would that have on humans?
it's really good because there won't be too much climate change as it is in here in Earth. So that is way good because
How would that affect human health?
it will affect us in a good way. Like factories, let's be real, factories are destroying us, and like it's getting more hotter and hotter and hotter as the day goes because the ozone layer is obviously getting a bit thinner. So on Mars we'll have like a cooler summer bodies. It'll be like a summer winter.
Okay, thank you. Last. Can I answer the judge's question? As we know that ozone protects us from the UV rays of the sun. So if now we have a thicker ozone layer, remember ozone is made of 3 particles of oxygen. Now if now it's 3 times thicker, that means the UV rays will protect us from them and we will not have the skin cancer, everything that is caused by the UV rays of the sun.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Just, guys, one comment. Everyone is allowed one question. One question only. And you're going to stick to the 2 minutes time constraints. Please. It's 2 minutes. Please. If you have a question of 2 minutes, sorry, let me ask you afterwards.
Or we'll take you to Mars.
Okay?
Looks like that's what they want.
Can I start?
You can start please now.
So we've recently experienced load shedding again, and I'm afraid to say that this will continue to go on
until sustainable solutions in renewable energy is adopted. So, non-renewable resources contribute immensely to can I start again? I'm a bit nervous. This is my first one.
And also tell us your name. Start with the name. Friendly environment.
It's a good day and I'm glad to see that everyone is okay. Gracing you with her presence is Yusaka Yedukosha, and allow me to present to you my research on renewable energy. So we're currently experiencing load shedding again. And I'm afraid to say that this will continue until sustainable solutions in renewable energy is adopted. The use of non-renewable resources does not only affect the environment but also cuts deep into the pockets of the government. So how will the use of renewable energy better the solution? What is renewable energy? Renewable energy is defined as energy that is collected from natural resources that are renewable, such as heat, water, sunlight, and wind. These resources are quickly replenished as much as they are used up. They are plentiful and are all around us. Renewable energy is a set of natural resources that preserve non-renewable resources from further use in some sectors of the economy and save green energy for future areas. Renewable is also eco-friendly as its operation does not produce waste or discharge any pollutions into the atmosphere or water bodies. So why is renewable energy important? We're experiencing climate change. This is no secret. The ozone layer is getting thinner and thinner by the day, and greenhouse and everyday energy resources such as oil, gas, and coal emit gases into the air and trap heat into the Earth's atmosphere. This
Breathing, breathe out, still have time.
They release fossil fuels. Okay, non-renewable sources release fossil fuels that release greenhouse gases into the air, which trap heat into the air, causing climate change and global warming. So we wouldn't want to experience global warming, right? Exactly, no. So this is why renewable energy is important, which means we have to use, Natural resources, this is where natural resources come in to save the day. Number one, they do not emit as much gases as the non-renewable gases. They are plentiful, so you wouldn't worry about them being used up in the far future or near future. And number three, they are safe and renewable. There are 7 types of renewable energy resources. There's wind energy from the wind, solar energy from the sun, tidal energy, which uses the water from ocean using turbines, hydro energy from flowing water, geothermal energy from the heat inside the earth, biomass energy from plants, and there are also other ones but I decided to stop at these most important 7 parts.
First question here at the back, please.
Hi, Sunny. I'm sorry I have to ask you a question. It was the first time. But you said that in your presentation that non-renewable resources are very expensive for the government to use. But as we know that renewable resources are also very expensive, more than non-renewable sources to set up. For example, wind turbines and solar panels are very much expensive to install. So, like, how would it make a difference with using renewable sources instead of non-renewable sources?
I'm actually glad you asked that question because that's what I asked myself too, until I furthered my research. I found out that using non-renewable sources is much more expensive than using renewable sources. Yes, renewable resources are expensive, but the damage caused by non-renewable sources is much more expensive compared to renewable sources.
There's also a question.
Firstly, I have a comment. Your poster was very beautiful. The font we can all see what is written there. The arrows, which means that it's flowing, and also the creativity and the originality of the poster. But your confidence. But you can work on that, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
There's a surprise coming.
Ta-da.
Only one.
Okay, next one, please.
It's my first time saying that. So we cannot solve our problems using the same mentality we used when we created them. With that quote, ladies and gentlemen, I greet you. Standing in front of you is Okuma Poko from Bishop High School, currently doing grade 11. And today I'm standing here with the purpose of enlightening you all about atmospheric sciences, specifically ozone depletion, which has been mentioned a lot lately. So, atmospheric sciences refers to the study of physical, chemical, and dynamical aspects of the Earth's atmosphere, which extends up to several hundreds of kilometers from the Earth's surface. Now, what is ozone depletion? First, let's understand what is ozone. Ozone is a gas. It is formed or composed of 3 oxygen atoms. It is naturally found in a gaseous state on Earth in the upper layers of the atmosphere, specifically the stratosphere. So what makes this gas so important? Well, it acts as a shield as it protects us from incoming solar radiation, which is very harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun. So ozone depletion is the reduction in the concentration of ozone in the ozone layer, which is located in the stratosphere, which I have mentioned before. So what would happen if we would run out of ozone in the ozone layer? Well, as we all know that radiation is very harmful to all living things on Earth. And if Earth was filled with radiation, it would make conditions on Earth very critical and toxic for any living organism to survive. For example, people will have skin cancers, plants would die, the soil would be contaminated, and also the air would be contaminated. So what can we do as humans to prevent that from happening? First, let's start with what causes ozone depletion. Ozone depletion is mainly caused by halogen source gases that contain chlorine and bromine atoms. Well, let me explain this further. As we all know, as I've mentioned before, ozone is composed of 3 oxygen atoms. Does anyone have a paper? Okay, sorry. I want to demonstrate. Okay. Okay. So this is our chlorine atom, and these are 3 oxygen atoms, right? Which is ozone. Now, we know that this is an ozone molecule, right? And this is 1 chlorine atom. Now, when chlorine reaches the ozone layer, it comes in contact with the ozone molecule, right? And then it attracts one oxygen atom. Now it's no longer an ozone molecule and yet an oxygen atom, a molecule, sorry, which is useless to preventing solar radiation from affecting us. So, which is why it is very important for us to make sure that we maintain the concentration of ozone in our stratosphere, because we don't want to end up dying or being the actual reason on why we killed our planet Earth. So what can we do to prevent this, all of this from happening or doom for humanity? Well, we could stop the production of harmful halogens that contain chlorofluorocarbons, meaning chlorine, fluorine is fluoro, and then carbon dioxide or carbon is for the carbons. So that is a mixture, and that's why it's mainly called chlorofluorocarbons. And then we should also stop releasing or the use of oils or burning of greenhouse gases, because eventually they reach the stratosphere and destroy the ozone layer. All in all, that is it. So as I conclude, I want us to make sure that we prepare for the future, that we as humanity, if we still want to evolve, if we still want to get better with technology and all of that for the future, we must maintain our Earth, we must protect it and make sure that it stays the same. Thank you.
I have a comment. Thank you so much for the presentation. I like the fact that you were yourself in your authenticity. You didn't have to shout, you didn't have to go faster or quicker. You just spoke and explained exactly what you investigated, taking us through the whole presentation, the structure of the presentation, and even concluding, and even looking or prospecting for the future. Well presented, thank you.
There's another question at the back.
In your presentation, you said something about using oil, not find something that you could use to power machines and other stuff that require oil. What could you use?
Well, as my friend has mentioned before about renewable energy, we could also use that. For example, there has been a newly designed car which runs out of solar energy. We could also improve on that.
There's another one there.
Thank you very much. I have a question. As we dye molecules, how would a dye molecule react with an ozone?
Okay. So what happens is, right? One chlorine. Listen. So we have the ozone layer, right? It's in the upper atmosphere, and then let me demonstrate once again. Ne? So we have this chlorine atom. Let's wait on the dye molecule and all that. One chlorine atom, right? One chlorine atom is capable of destroying 100,000 ozone molecules. One chlorine atom, which is faster, it destroys ozone, it is created, right? So when it goes to the upper atmosphere as a dye molecule, that's twice the damage.
Any other comments, questions?
Last comment. Thank you very much, Speaker. I really liked your presentation. It showed that you actually did research and well, so please continue to do
These people are too clever. Very, very much.
Can you just wait a minute
Whilst we wait, how are you guys feeling in the meantime? How are you guys feeling? No, I'm feeling very short. Very, very. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, 5.
You guys are scientists, eh?
One molecule. Ah. I'm still shocked. I'm still shocked. Hey.
You guys want to save the climate, eh? Save the so and so forth. So,
So can the next speaker go?
ready when you are, ma'am. Please come forth. Breathe in. Just take a sec. Process, breathe in, breathe out. Find a vibe. Smile. Yes.
3, 2, 1. The full development of artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself. I am Banele Mahonga from the Bisho High School in King Williamstown, Bisho. And we have been tasked to look at the theme that is celebrating basic sciences in the modern world. So when I gave a look at my modern society, I came up a very dominating factor, that is artificial intelligence. What is this artificial intelligence that I'm talking about? Artificial intelligence is also known as the AI. It broadly refers to any human-like behavior displayed by a machinery system. In this AI, we have two main categories. We have the AI based on the functionality, the AI that is based on the capability. When I talk about the AI that is based on the capability, we talk about a system that performs narrowly defined programmed tasks. And then we move to the examples, or the main examples about artificial intelligence. The main examples are the Apple Face ID, which everyone that has an iPhone has. We have the Google search. We literally search everywhere we don't know each and every day in Google. What do you think that is? That is artificial intelligence. And then we move to Netflix. Everyone wants to Netflix and chill. And that's obviously artificial intelligence. Move to what? Social media. Pretty sure everyone has an Instagram account to release content. That is artificial intelligence. Now we go to the main question. The role of artificial intelligence in the modern world. It enables people to rethink how we integrate information, analyze data, and use the resulting insight to improve decision-making, and already it is transforming every walk of life. And then, how can this AI work? This AI can now mimic human speech, translate languages, diagnose cancers, play games, even beat human competitors. And I'm telling you about artificial intelligence. And then, as I said that, people think that artificial intelligence can replace human intelligence, and that is definitely a delusional belief. Because how can human intelligence be replaced by artificial intelligence? The same people that create artificial intelligence are humans. So ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I want you to remove this delusional belief of that artificial intelligence could replace human intelligence. And I believe, and I for one believe that in everything that happens in this modern world, it is because of science and technology. And that is all because of artificial intelligence. Because every one of us in here has a phone in their pocket, and it has Siri, it has Google. Siri can do literally anything, because you can ask, okay, Siri, will it rain today? And Siri is going to answer you. And that is artificial intelligence. Look at the modern world. The artificial intelligence is dominating. So ladies and gentlemen, that is my topic for today. And as I end, I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. And I can take questions.
Beautiful presentation.
Thank you.
Artificial intelligence, it mostly requires the most latest and latest softwares and hardwares,
yes,
which can really be costly now. We're living in a modern society, in a modern world right now. So it will be costly to focus on them. So what are the solutions to the economic effects of artificial intelligence?
Well, the whole point of, it was not going to be cheap. Because I believe that artificial intelligence is meant to make our lives easy. So I think that the most factor that makes our lives easy wouldn't be as cheap as we thought. But here are people able to buy iPhones, able to Google each and every day. They use data, and they know because they get what they want. So I think I've answered your question. Yes?
Thank you. There's another one. Is there any conclusion of that artificial intelligence
can replace human intelligence? Yes.
Right. But if it can beat human competitors and it can tell whether it can rain or it will not, what's stopping it from
the whole point, human intelligence is a gift. One thing you should understand, nobody can beat human intelligence. Even the same people that create artificial intelligence are humans. So they create that. I'm talking about a game when I said it can beat human competitors, because that's the whole point of artificial intelligence. Human intelligence is a gift. You can't change that.
There's another one. What about the mass job cuts that are happening because of people getting replaced by machines?
Those machines still need people to function, right?
But still, job cuts are happening and people are
But same machines are controlled by people.
Families starve because of machines.
But still, the production gets quickly.
Not everyone has the brain capacity to operate a machine. Some are slow learners.
But
so that means some can't work on these industries because it's so complicated.
Okay.
Last one from the cameraman.
No, I just wanted to ask one. I heard you say that even on Netflix you do have artificial intelligence. I just want to ask which part of Netflix is basically that artificial intelligence. I had another comment by the part you said branding.
The part where you can watch Netflix like a movie like right now, ne? And then you can just go and eat again and then come back, still find the same movie at the same place you left it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you say then that's okay? Would you say that's an algorithm that determines that it must pause at a certain time? Say for instance YouTube, Google, all these apps, when you search for something, right, and you watch specific content, you know that your YouTube is catered for you. It will link you to videos that you may like. That's called machine learning. So your YouTube is catered to you, just like anyone else's YouTube account is catered to. Mine is catered to me. If I watch Formula 1, for example, it's going to show me another sport. It's going to show me another sport, soccer. It's going to show me another sport, boxing. Something like that. That's machine learning. So that's part of the AI later.
Yeah. So I also wanted to go there because if you go on Netflix and you watch Netflix, it builds a profile on you using machine learning. And then, in fact, even your phone, as you are browsing anything, they are building a profile. It's learning what is it that you like. so that when you go onto news, you will see. In fact, you check now. If you go on Google and you Google something, when you go on Facebook, you'll find those adverts. When you go on Google, you will find those adverts. So that's the part of machine learning and AI that you get on Netflix. And also, if you've been watching Netflix for the longest time, it will pause and ask you if you don't want to take a break. That's another part of AI. Otherwise, it was a good presentation.
Thank you very much.
This is very too intelligent. Oh, yes. Here's this comment I wanted to make. There's a robot at a Google research facility that recently became, I think this term is called sentient.
Yeah.
When it basically can think for itself like a human being. I just wanted to hear your comment on that. In 2022, machines have started being Terminator-like, but in a good way.
Are you talking about Sophia?
Yeah, I think it's Sophia.
Okay. That was very, very, very educational. Very, very educational, sir. But don't worry, you'll be employed. Sorry, sir, you'll be employed. Okay, we have our next speaker.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my presentation. Well, let me firstly introduce myself. I am Renewable from Richard Barker, and I'm doing grade 11. So today I'll be in. Can I start again? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Melissa Mputi, and I'll be presenting to you the basic science of electricity generation, a struggle in South Africa. Right. Firstly, when we get into this, we firstly have to understand the basic science. We firstly have to understand the topic basic science. Right. The basic science is a field of knowledge that is a basic science is a field of knowledge that
No problem. Still have time.
Basic science is a field of knowledge that contributes to theoretical and experimental scientific research of fundamental nature phenomena. Right. Basic science provides the fundamentals that contributes to innovations and economic growth. Right. It creates jobs. It improves lives. Right. It monitors our lives. It creates jobs in such a way that there won't be no IT specialists without X-rays. There won't be no medical doctors without those laboratories and stuff like that. Now we're going to go to the history of. Electricity generation. The fundamental principle was developed by a British scientist, Michael Faraday, right? In the 1820s and early 1830s, right? Now Michael Faraday and Joseph Henry invented a electric motor in 1831. And it was said that an electric current can be produced with a moving wire near a magnet, distributing the principle of a generator. Now, in 1877, there was a new dawn of light in the whole wide world. In the 1882s, there was a new coal-fired station which was developed in New York by Thomas Edison. And now going to the other topic, the side. The current electricity generation in the 3 leading countries. Now I'll start on the third country, which is India. India has a population of 1.41 billion people in it, and it uses approximately 1 petawatt hour of electricity a year. And then we go to the second position, which is the United States of America. The United States has a population of 338.7 population of people, and it uses the approximate of 4.2 petawatt hours every year. And on position 1 we have China, which is the first leading country on electricity, and it uses coal. It uses 65% of coal, such as South Africa, but South Africa uses 84.4% of coal. And it has a population of 1.42 billion and uses 7.2 petawatt hours per year. But South Africa now uses 0.2445 petawatts, but it has a low population. Maybe you're asking yourselves why. It is because South Africa doesn't have so much resources to produce more energy, and South Africa has only one utilized station to generate power, which is Eskom, and some other power stations all around South Africa, right? It also shares the same resources as China, but China has more resources than South Africa. Now, we're going to go to the struggle. Now we're going to go to the struggle of South Africa. It starts from the government incompetence, because the government is corrupt and is incompetent. It has said that in 1998. It was said in 1998 that in 2007 we are going to lack electricity. Eskom is going to run out of electricity, but then didn't reach that. Didn't go there and work on it. And then, okay. And there are some cable thefts. They steal cables, illegal connections, like connecting from the house to the back room, and those big hotels, like big flats connecting on one board, which also strains the electricity in South Africa, which is why I recommend that we should strain that. Which is why I recommend that South Africa should work with the government and to invest on building new power stations so that the electricity can.
Just one comment because of time. One comment. Your poster is gorgeous. It's very pretty. I love even the board you put it in. Everything is amazing. Just let more on your confidence. Be more, have confidence enough to talk what is in the poster. Otherwise, yes.
Thank you very much. So do you see, guys, how important the need of electricity is? Yes, rush hour now. But again, so stop stealing electricity. Stop it. Stop it. Dr. Peterson, hello guys, hello guys, hello guys. Breathe in, breathe out. This group was told yesterday to come and present, so bear with them, but they've done their best. So, come on.
Time starts now. 3, 2, 1, can start.
Greetings to the House at large. Standing in front of you is Lando Olwethe with breakfast in and Chashmikon. We are from Dr. Peterson doing grade 10. We are going to be presenting a topic about cancer. First, what is cancer? Cancer is an uncontrolled mitosis. Some of the body cells divide uncontrollable and spread to the other parts of the body. Cancer can start anywhere in the body, which is made up of 3 million of cells. Mitosis. Mitosis is a type of cell division that results in 2 daughter cells, each having the same number and the same kind of chromosomes as the parent nucleus. What can cause cancer? Cancer can be caused by agents called carcinogens. I have 3 examples of those carcinogens. One of those is cigarette smoke, which causes lung cancer, radiation, and X-rays. We can prevent cancer. One of the things that we can do to prevent cancer is to avoid smoking, avoid alcohol, eat healthy diets, and regular go to clinics for screenings. Over to you.
Since my partner here already talked about causes of cancer, I will be talking about different kinds of cancer. We have canomas, sarcomas, and leukemia. Canomas, which is found in the glands and the skin, and the sarcomas, which is found in the bone, cartilage, and the muscle. And leukemia, which is caused by uncontrolled production of leukocytes, and which is found in the blood, lymphatic, and immune systems. There are beliefs and attitudes about cancer. Other people believe that cancer is a death sentence, and that exercising and eating organic foods may prevent or cure cancer, and that modern medicines cure everything, and cancer is extremely strong and cause more harm than good, and that treatment of cancer is very expensive. Well, I agree, because in our environment, other people live in poverty and other people have money to afford their needs. But other people who live in poverty don't have access to a treatment of cancer, which is medical biotechnology, which is surgery, chemotherapy, which is a chemical compound that kills the cancer cells, and radiotherapy.
I am Nikona Chachu, and I'll be talking about the cancer awareness. Cancer awareness is key to early detection and better health-seeking behavior. Cancer is quite common in developing countries and as well as well-developed countries. But cancer awareness is poor amongst the general population. Poor awareness may lead to poor uptake of screening modules and delay in diagnosis. Why is it so important to make people aware of cancer? Thousands of lives could be saved each year if people were more aware of symptoms of cancer and people looked for help as soon as possible, as treatment is usually effective in the early stages of cancer. Ladies and gentlemen, if we make people aware of cancer, we can save many people's lives. Without science, I wouldn't have the knowledge that I have now. Science is the reason why we are so educated about cancer. So, in conclusion, I say that without science, we would not be so knowledgeable as we are now. We would know nothing. So, human intelligence and knowledge is based on science. I thank you.
Wow. A round of applause again. Thank you very much. Is it the second last one, if I'm not mistaken? Eh? Yeah. Sorry, man, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, because I see that the buses are standing now waiting for the students. They are parking outside. Is it not possible that we have a working lunch?
Yes.
Please, so that at least we save some time. So I would like now, when we are continuing and you see people, you know, yes, please do not be disturbed by that. Maybe we'll give maybe one peg to maybe the first person on the row, so that at least you can just pass it, but do it quietly, because this program is still continuing. You wanted to say something, sir?
I was going to ask a question.
Oh, okay. No, fine. Then we'll continue with what you were saying. Thank you very much, program director.
We only allow one question here. Thank you. Thank you. I wish to ask a question. How possible is it to treat leukemia using a bone marrow transplant? How possible is it to treat leukemia using bone marrow transplant?
Sorry, sir. Because that we received a notice that we have to do a post, a very, very short notice. So we didn't go deep on leukemia. So we just highlighted. Yeah,
highlighted. Thank you, Hector Peterson. Cancer, guys. Cancer. Cancer, smoking, and all of other things cause cancer. So you're coming back tomorrow. Please tell us how possible is it leukemia can bone marrow. Which one? Pandulaz, ne? Okay.
The last one.
There's the last one. That's cool.
A hearty good afternoon to everyone. It is an honor and privilege to stand in front of you on behalf of my school. My name is Untitled Chapter, and this is Alabama Chwana from Pandulaz Agricultural High School, doing grade 11. We are going to present about air pollution. Air pollution is the condemnation of air due to the presence of substances in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings, or cause damage to climate or to materials. There are many different types of air pollutants, such as gas, particulates, and biological molecules. Household devices, motor vehicles, forest fires, and industrial facilities are common sources of air pollution. Health effects of air pollution. Short-term effects are headache, coughing. Long-term effects are respiratory diseases, impacts on liver, and impacts on reproductive system. Disadvantages of air pollution on animals and plants. Air pollution affects both animals and plants. In plants, air pollution can affect the growth of plants located in areas where this type of pollution is constantly produced. Stomatas are tiny pores used by plants that open and close to enable gas exchange. Plants living in polluted areas can have the stomata closed, which will slow down the rate of photosynthesis. In animals, photosynthesis can affect the respiratory system and can cause skin irritation. Animals living in polluted areas will develop less compared to animals living in clean areas.
As air pollution is typically considered negative, however, there may be some advantages. Air pollution helps plants to grow, and air pollution also slows down climate change. And air pollution keeps polluted cities cool in the summer. In conclusion, to reduce air pollution, we have to quit smoking and use less energy and maintain wood stove or fireplaces. Thank you.
Any questions? Any comments? Okay. Thank you very much. We won't pollute the air anymore. By all means. By all means. Okay, last but not least, we're going to have our last group for the day. Yeah. Last one. They say you save the best for last. So we've saved the best for last, as you're going to see right now. Name of the school? Name of the school? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. You guys on the floor? Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. Start now.
Greetings to the House at Large. My name is Obuhimevana and I'm doing grade 11 at Nzolulwazi High School. As we are celebrating the basic science in the modern world, I'll be talking about DNA. I'll be talking about the introduction of DNA and how DNA testing is done. The introduction of DNA in the modern world, human identification has not always been conclusive. Before DNA tests in the scientific community, human identification has not always been conclusive. In the ancient world, DNA testing was not done as it is done now in the modern world. DNA testing is used for identity and determination of the biological relationships. These techniques, which include body typing, serological testing, and HLA testing, were useful for some tests, but they were not conclusive for identification and determination. DNA is the molecule that contains the genetic information of the development and functioning of an organism. There are 3 types of DNA, which are aDNA, bDNA, and zDNA. The DNA structure. Each strand of a DNA molecule is composed of a long chain of monomer nucleotides.
The molecule that is now known as DNA was first identified in the 1860s by a Swiss scientist. In 1881, a scientist identified nucleon as a nucleic and provided its present chemical name, which is deoxyribonucleic acid. The functions of a DNA are replication process, the mutation, the transcription, cellular metabolism, DNA fingerprinting, and gene therapy. The replication process is the process a double-stranded DNA molecule is copied to produce two identical DNA molecules. Mutation is a change that occurs in our DNA sequence, and fingerprinting is DNA testing using your fingerprints. And thanks to DNA testing, we can now determine and identify the individual and their biological relations with
Breathe in, breathe out.
Thanks to DNA testing, we can now find our identities, and everyone can have an identity, and we can determine which parents are yours
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Any questions or comments? There's a comment there. Okay.
About DNA, why is it called deoxyribose?
Yes, you can.
So, it's called deoxyribose.
Okay. You're still going to do more research on that. Thank you.
So basically, deoxyribonucleic acid is composed of carbohydrates, which is carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. It is composed of those three main molecules, and it's also an acid. It also has a nucleic acid, carrying the information of a certain species. So that is why it is deoxyribonucleic acid.
Thank you very much. Are you guys siblings? It seems like you have the same DNA.
Yeah.
DNA, there's a link there in between.
We're gonna see your average scores. Then the one with the highest average score is the one that will be our winner for today. Then there are 3 positions: third place, second place, and first place. So maybe 2 minutes so that we can get your averages and see who's the highest. 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, judges. The judges will be back in a sec. So in the moment, you can have a working lunch and enjoy your chow.
It's called deoxyribose because on the 5th, on the 5th carbon, there's a missing oxygen. That is why it's called deoxy, because there's no oxygen on the 5th carbon. The one for looking.
Yeah, you're gonna bond after the session, then pass on the knowledge. No problem. Yeah. Well done, guys. Well done, guys. I'm also liking your presentation series on the food. Food killers. Food killers. So we're waiting for the results from the session.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Program Director. Ladies and gentlemen, andikwazi uba ndibendithetha kakhulu because niyatya. Kodwa ke noba bendingatyi bendingazondiphendula. Bendingazondiphendula because bendizawuthetha mna ndedwa ndilapha nje. But I think what I would like to say is that the judges are just compiling everything now. They will come over at any time from now. But before they come, I would like just to make some few comments. First of all, to thank message of gratitude to all educators that are in here. I'm so glad that I have Miss Salaze. Kaupagame Miss Bakbon. Yeah. Miss Salaze is one of my students. I think it was at the time that the foundation was starting. So she is one of the graduates from, that group. I think it was the first group by then, And I must say that she was doing very well. I don't want to say much, but all what I would like to say is that, I'm very proud when I see her, because she's one of my products at the University of Fort Hare. Also, I would like to thank all the educators, first of all. You guys have done very well. These students will not be presenting. Very good. I've just been, watching you presenting here. You guys are excellent. Let's give them a round of applause. Excellent presentations that we have just witnessed. And we think that, this standard will even go up next year. And of course, you educators are the one who must make sure that, we keep our standards, especially in this province, we keep our standards up, as indicated. Also, I would like to thank my organizers, and also I will thank the judges when they are in front of me here. But I think the organizers for this event, for the whole week, to be what it is, it took really a lot of effort for them to be actually for us to be where we are now. Thank you very much. We have Mr. Bongosha there. We have, and all others there that is to go and all others, whom we cannot see in here. But thank you very much, guys. This really has been yet another wonderful event that we have organized, and I'm proud of you. A round of applause, A round of applause. Yeah. Lastly, I would like to thank all the learners who participated. Ladies and gentlemen, there's going to be an announcement, and there will be only few announcements because you cannot all win. But I would like to thank all of you just for participating. Because you know what? There's going to be ESCOM Expo, is it 19 and 20 August. It means that even if you won during the National Science Week, you can also be able to participate, improve on what the judges, based on the comments of the judges, improve, and also maybe resubmit that. So it's an opportunity for you to also maybe improve, and also see maybe this time, even if you didn't win yet, if you can really make improvements. As we have got lots of educators here and lecturers from the University of Fort Hare. So ask questions on how to improve your project. And maybe on the 19th and 20th when you present, you will be able to present, and possibly you may be one of the winners at the ESCOM Expo. And lastly, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank all the judges. They did a wonderful job. And of course, Ms. Mpumza is going to present everything, about their findings. I will just stand there. Thank you very much, ladies and a round of applause to all of them.
Thank you guys. Thank you for the poster presentation. Everything was brilliant. No poster is wrong, okay? Just that there was a few mistakes there, and we only have one winner, okay? So without wasting any time, in third place, we have, drum roll please,
Wow, congratulations.
They want to take
Thank you.
Then in second place, we have, based on the average, we have, drum roll please, Banele Maonga.
Congratulations, though.
Yeah, women power.
Great.
Then, in first place, biggest drum roll, Puko Mapuko.
So that at least, yeah. Okay. You never been on nights.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys, for participating. Hope to see you next year, okay? So next time you improve your posters and ask questions if you have any about anything to do with posters. We're here to help, okay? Thank you.